Ms. Jones, are you going forward today without an attorney?
Yes.
Is it all right with you if I dismiss this case? You're sure? You thought it through? Have a nice day.
Ms. Donovan, if you could unmute yourself. This is 25 RO 04047. Your citation was issued on June 16th.
Shout out to Law Nerds Unite. Zach sent this over as usual. Thank you. It's good stuff.
11 minutes after 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the area of Royal Oak near 14 Mile Road in Coolidge. You were cited for failing to stop within the assured clear distance and there was a crash. Are you here to admit or to deny responsibility or to admit responsibility with an explanation?
I am here to admit responsibility.
And did you set up this hearing to make an explanation?
I've set up this hearing to see if there's any way to get the points off of my license.
Well, the points come from the Secretary of State. You just had another crash 2 months before.
Yes.
You were unable to stop in the assured clear distance on that one too. Did you bring that matter to court?
Yes.
What happened on that matter?
I took a traffic class and my ticket went up. The price of it went up.
Right.
This 2 crashes in 2 months is a real problem. And the fine is $195. Being aware of what's going on around you, setting your speed within the speed limit, but not faster than road conditions permit, is not just about staying within rules. It's about avoiding crashes, not breaking things, not hurting people. And you rightly admit responsibility because you hit a stationary object, but problem is, 2 within 2 months is just, it has terrible impact on statistics. People that get in crashes get hurt. People that get in crashes, sometimes they're lucky if they only get hurt. It can be worse than that. This fine needs to be paid. It's $195. You can pay it by mail. You can pay it online, or you can pay it at the courthouse counter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gonzalez, please unmute yourself and turn on your camera. On to Demi Holland. This is 25 RO 04049. The citation was issued on the 16th of June, a couple minutes after 5 in the afternoon on Woodward near 13 Mile Road in Royal Oak. You were cited for operating while using a mobile electronic device. This is a second infraction. You can admit or deny responsibility, or you can admit with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
I'm sorry, would you say the last part again?
How do you wish to proceed this morning?
Honestly, I'm just kind of on here the ticket gave me points, so I just kind of wanted to talk about that and see what I can do.
I want to dumber down the ticket. I want to fight that.
In that purpose.
Second offense does give 1 point. Are you admitting or denying responsibility for using the mobile device while you were operating a car?
Admitting.
Fine is $320.
Okay.
It can be paid online or by mail or at the courthouse counter. There is 1 point associated with this, but the point does not come from the court. It comes from the Michigan Secretary of State.
Okay.
This 1 point is not the most significant thing that's happening on your record. So that's $320 that needs to be paid by mail, online, or at the counter. Thank you. Ms. Tooks, if you would unmute, please, and turn on your camera.
Is it on?
The camera's not on, but you have unmuted yourself so we can hear you.
You got to help me, Rhonda.
I don't know how to. Okay.
Okay, this is
All right.
25 RO04352. The citation was issued for speeding back on the 4th day of July. It was issued about 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Royal Oak near Main and Lincoln Streets. The issued citation was at 45 and a 25. You can admit responsibility, you can deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
I would like to explanation, responsible explanation.
Okay, what is your explanation, please?
I was on my way from work, which I normally come that way. I was it was a car in front of me that kept on swerving in front of me. So I was trying to pass it. I wasn't speeding. I was just trying to pass it so he wouldn't hit me. And then all of a sudden, once I passed that car, that's when the officer pulled up behind me.
And how is the car in front of you going the same direction that you're going to hit you?
Yeah. Yes, but it was swerving in my direction, and I was just trying to pass him.
Your speed was measured at 47 miles an hour.
I don't remember going that fast. I mean, I could be, but I gotta say, I don't remember going that fast. All I was trying to do was avoid an accident.
Like going next to somebody who's swerving past them.
On Main Street. What was that?
Officer Keikos, I've asked the officer, ma'am, if there's anything he wishes to add to this matter.
No, Your Honor.
The speeding ticket is for 20 miles an hour faster than the speed limit. The fine is $200. Points don't come from the court, they come from the Michigan Secretary of State. I can't do anything about the points. They're the same for every driver. Same infraction gets the same points wherever it is. So you can pay this matter online, by mail, or at the courthouse counter. The fine is $200. Thank you. Ma'am?
Yes, I'll pay at the courthouse.
Okay, thank you. This is 25 R04075. Mr. Skews, the ticket was issued on the 17th of June, 20 minutes after 10 in the evening, under 14 in Coolidge. You were cited for disobeying a traffic control device. You can admit or deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
I wish to admit, well, I went through the light right as it was turning red, and I recognize that I did so. I'm just here to ask for a reduced points or reduced sentence, and I just like to apologize for wasting the officer's time and wasting your time today, and I'd just like to see if we could negotiate something.
Your fourth ticket in 4 years.
Excuse me?
This is your fourth ticket in 4 years.
I know I reflected a lot after I got this ticket, and I really need to work on it. And I'm looking at the insurance rates and things going up, and I'm trying to save to move out right now, and it's ridiculous. I'm really trying to do my best to get back on the right track, and I do apologize.
The reason for complying with traffic ordinances is not just to keep your insurance rates low.
No,
so you
of
don't
course.
kill somebody.
Of course, yes.
This is $130, sir. It can be paid online, by mail, or at the courthouse counter. The points are between you and the Michigan Secretary of State.
Okay.
There we go. This is 25 RO 04301. Ms. Gonzalez, the ticket was issued on the 1st of July, about 3:08 in the afternoon. The Rochester Road and Dewey Streets in Royal Oak were cited failure to yield, and there was a crash. You can admit or deny responsibility, or you can admit responsibility with an explanation. How do you wish to proceed?
I want to contest this ticket. I do not feel that I was at fault. And I want
Raise your right
to
hands, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're
I'm challenging it
Okay, and in what way?
in a good
about to give in this matter will be the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
I do.
The officer will testify first, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On Tuesday, July 1st, 2025, at approximately 14:48 hours, which is 2:48 p.m., I, along with Officer Carr, responded to an injury accident in the intersection of Rochester Street and Dewey. Unit 1, who is a defendant here, was southbound Rochester making a left turn to go eastbound on Dewey when the defendant driver struck the front center of the other vehicle's vehicle. The other vehicle stated that she was stopped at the stop sign on Dewey Street on westbound, going westbound, waiting for traffic to clear to turn left onto southbound Rochester. And that was when she was struck by the defendant, who was making a left turn from southbound Rochester to eastbound Dewey. Your Honor, when the accident occurred, the other driver that was stopped at the stop sign advised that she exited her vehicle and forgot to place the vehicle in park. And this caused her vehicle to reverse and hit two parked vehicles that were parked on Dewey Street that were facing eastbound on the street. Your Honor, the fire department responded to the scene and transported the other vehicle, the other driver of the vehicle to the hospital for a left wrist injury. And then one of the vehicles from the scene was towed away. Based on witnesses' interviews and the defendant's story on scene and the other vehicle's other driver's story, it was determined that the defendant was at fault due to her making the left hand and her having to yield to oncoming traffic, yield to the traffic before making that turn. And that is when I issued the citation for failure to yield, causing an accident.
Was the other vehicle involved in the crash northbound on Rochester or westbound on Dewey?
Westbound on Dewey, Your Honor.
Were you able to locate the debris after the crash?
Not that I can recall, Your Honor. There was there was some debris from the parked vehicles that were hit, as well as her vehicle from where her vehicle was originally at, and then where the vehicle was reversing back to and hitting those two parked vehicles.
So the other driver was not in her vehicle when it backed up and hit the other two parked cars.
Correct. She was already out on the curb, waiting for the fire department to come check her out.
Thank you. Ms. Gonzalez, it's your turn now.
Yes, correct. I was traveling south on Rochester Road. There are no yield signs, no stop signs, no lights, the left-hand turn. There was no oncoming traffic. My attention was focused on making sure that there was no oncoming traffic before turning east onto Dewey. The other driver was stopped at the corner. Now she had the stop sign. She's the only one who had the stop sign. Now the stop sign is like approximately 12 feet from the corner. And I believe that she moved her car forward in order to make her left turn. I have pictures of her vehicle. There was no debris. The crash site or the crash is to this side of her car, the passenger side. So if she were behind the parking sign, there's no way that I could have hit the passenger side of her car unless she had moved her car forward already, already trying to make her turn. There's no way, and it happened so fast. When I was making my turn, all of a sudden she appeared there. It was like, where did she come from? And when we struck, all of a sudden she exited her vehicle. And then, as he mentioned, the car rolled back. So, and I was trying to get her attention to let her know. And she immediately walked to the sidewalk and was on her phone. And then her car went backwards. That's another part of the story. But I truly believe that I was not at fault. My ticket was given for failure to yield. How could I have had failure to yield when I didn't have a yield sign? I didn't have a stop sign. She was the one with the stop sign. And because of where her car was struck, if she was behind if she was behind the stop sign, here's the picture of the stop sign. How could I have struck her passenger side unless the nose of her car was already sticking out? And there was no way for the officers to determine the position of when I moved mine to the curb. So when they were there, they couldn't see the positions of the car to see who was at fault. I couldn't, it just happened so fast, especially when her car started rolling back, that it was like another issue. So I want to contest this. I truly believe in my heart that I was not at fault.
What part of your vehicle was in contact with the other vehicle?
Pardon me?
What part of your vehicle was in contact with the other vehicle?
I have a picture of that. My driver's side. Right?
Showing me the front and saying the side.
Right over here is my side. And then hers is over.
Please stop.
Okay.
I asked you what part of your vehicle was in contact with the other vehicle, and you said the driver's side.
The driver.
And you showed me the front of the vehicle.
My driver's side. Towards, yeah.
Oh,
towards,
sweet Jesus. Front driver's side, woman. Spit it out.
How does the side of your car, do you mean the front of your car towards the driver's side, or are you actually meaning it was the driver's side of your car that was in contact?
Okay, going for the front, I don't know, okay. The driver, my side, the driver's side, towards a little bit towards, not in the middle, not at the very end, but like right, well, I tried to show you a picture.
Are you talking about the front of the car or the side of the car?
The front of the car,
Okay.
the front, I'm sorry, the front
Okay.
of my vehicle, my car.
And what part of the other car was in contact with your car?
The front, her front passenger corner, the corner passenger front of her front passenger side. So if she was coming out and I was turning, then my car hit her passenger side. And if she were behind the sign, there's no way that I could have hit her on that side. Unless she was sticking the nose of her car out towards the street when I was making the turn.
Can I see the photograph of her car?
I have to. It's can you see it? Right around here. It's where I see the damage. So if she were behind the sign, how could I have struck her on that side? Unless she
I'm not here, ma'am, to answer your question.
Right. Okay, well, that was
You have a second photograph of the other car?
the full front, if you're able to see that.
It would help if you keep it stationary a little.
It's right around, right here is the damage. So it's the front. So the cars were not in position of where the impact took place because her car rolled down the street.
Right. Oh, I understand that.
Okay.
I have a question for Officer Kikos. When you observed the damage to the vehicles, officer, was the damage to the other car, not Ms. Gonzalez's car, but the other car, was the damage to that car as it relates to the first crash on the front passenger side?
It was based on my report, Your Honor, it was on the front center
But
of the car. And then as well as when the vehicle backed up, it had the rear center from hitting those parked vehicles.
well, yeah. And I
What
asked,
side of the street were the cars on that got hit?
It was on, well, when she was facing westbound, her car was facing westbound, and then she hit the cars hitting facing eastbound on the street. So it was on the east side of the street on the Rochester side.
I'm sorry, did you say where was her car? Her car rolled backwards going east, and she hit the cars that were parked on the south side of the street.
That's
So
exactly
her car
what
went
the
back
officer
and
said.
hit the south side. Yeah,
Okay, a vehicle making a
so
left
if she
turn
were on
has
the
to wait
left hand,
until all the traffic. Ma'am, I'm talking. A vehicle making a left turn has to wait until traffic is clear. Left turn always has to wait until traffic is clear. A driver at a stop sign has to wait until traffic is clear before they proceed past the stop sign. It appears that the other driver may have been intending to make a left turn as well, because the damage to the car was in the front and appeared to be front right, center to the right, not center to the left on those photographs anyway. And if she was, the first thing that you said, Ms. Gonzalez, is that the other driver had stopped or was stopped. I forget which you said, but you definitely said that they were stopped.
well, actually what I said was when I was making my turn that all of a sudden she was there. Now, whether she was stopped or in the
Oh,
process,
ma'am, you said stop. You said stop. Then you went on to say that you don't know where she came from.
Okay, well, I apologize, but it's like, oh, it happened so fast. All of a sudden, she cannot confirm. It happened so fast. I just know that she was, all of a sudden, she was there as I was making my turn. But she was not behind, she was not behind the stop sign. She was already like coming towards the street.
Well,
Because if I
the
may.
stop signs are placed on the near side of the sidewalks, so that cars stop before pedestrians walk across. And then most drivers will stop and then they have to pull up to see if it's safe to go. So there's no testimony here that there was a violation that amounted to the other driver not stopping at the stop sign. Whether she stayed stopped long enough remains to be seen. However, you're cited for failing to yield. And when making a left, you always have to yield oncoming traffic. The other vehicle wasn't oncoming traffic.
Correct. My responsibility was to oncoming traffic.
Well, you're not supposed to hit things no matter, let's say the car is not supposed to be there. That doesn't mean that you can hit them.
Correct.
But
There is that.
southbound, making a left end to do another car was coming out. Front of their car gets hit. If you were making a sweeping left turn, not saying you were, if you were making a sweeping left turn as opposed to a right angle left turn, then it would not be impossible that a vehicle making a sweeping left would be angling in towards the center right of the vehicle that was oncoming in the westbound lane.
Or it would have been on the driver's side, which it wasn't.
No, it depends what, it would
Right.
depend on when the driver started the sweeping turn. Sweeping
But it
turn
was,
could have just missed the curb on the north side of the street. I'm not saying that's
Right,
what
but
it
the
did, but
damage-
that would be a way to have the damage line up that way.
right, I understand. But I don't see any damage to the center of her car. I see it towards, well, I already showed you the pictures.
Yeah.
And I did ask the officers if they took pictures, and they said they do not take pictures. That's why I took these pictures. I wasn't aware that I was going to be issued the ticket because I was not standing near her, near the other person while she was, stating her side of the story. And
No matter which driver is speaking with the officer, we all perceive from our own perspective. And much of perception is perspective.
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean that the people are misleading the officer. They're seeing things from their own perspective. I would
Right.
imagine that the other driver was, as it would not be surprising that you were too. That's not an indication of an attempt to deceive. It's just we
Right.
see things from the way we see. And the burden of proof
But I
in a
don't
civil
understand.
infraction informal hearing
I just,
is by a preponderance of the evidence. That means one side has to hit more than 50% and the other side has to be less than 50%. As I'm looking at these facts, I can say I don't think either side is preponderated. And on that basis, I'm going to dismiss the ticket.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now, how do I go about getting confirmation or verification of this to submit to my insurance company?
The court doesn't mail out
Pretty good, huh?
these things, but actually what happened here is hearsay relative to the crash,
Okay,
because this matter dealt with a civil infraction. It did not deal with who's responsible for the crash.
okay,
Sometimes that might be a difference without a distinction. Sometimes it is significant. But the bottom line here is that the officer submitted a UD-10, which is a form that goes to the Secretary of State after the crash. After any crash, and the UD-10 is the basis for the insurance company, not what happens in court.
okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Or car crash on a side street.
It happens. That was a tough one, but just based on all the stories I got at the scene,
Yeah, that's all you've got to go on.
right.
And
So I felt bad for the two parked cars that were just parked there because the residents came out and they're like, "Oh, what happened to my car?" I'm like, "Lady just forgot to put her car in park and got out of her car because she was frantic about the accident."
There you have it. I think that's the first time I've seen Chisnader let somebody off. It makes sense as a matter of law. By the way, I don't even know if I'm talking. It's so frustrating. I don't know if you guys can hear anything I'm saying. All I hear is that the audio sucks. You can't see the video. So I'm probably just going to dump this whole thing anyway. So whatever, I guess I'll talk to myself in the unlikely event that maybe some of it will be taken down because it's sheer genius. I guarantee you that. But I understand it. The Chisnader does not believe her at all and thinks she's guilty. That's what he thinks. But he's a law guy, otherwise known as a judge. He's a law talking, black robe wearing dude. And he looks at it and says, the prosecution has the burden of proof. Nobody knows what the hell happened here. It's really not the officer's fault. It's a weird scenario where he doesn't get it till after the fact. When there's that much confusion, the person with the burden loses, period. That doesn't mean that Karen was right. That means Karen got lucky. And Karens rarely get lucky. Very, very rarely does a Karen get lucky. So let's have a salute to the one lucky Karen I've ever seen while doing this. Good for you, lucky Karen. Good for you.